Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day, baby. It's me, the BBK, and welcome back to the Boss's Lounge. Ooh, child. Why y'all didn't tell me? My website had went down, the website that keeps me up to speed on Gitmo and a couple of other places and a lot of stuff that has to do with the military. The website went down, freaked me out. I've been a nervous wreck. Am I back? Am I back? It knocked me out. Hello? Okay, I'm back. Um, why y'all didn't tell me that back in February, Bin Laden tried to put our boys into play, tried to send our boys to Germany? I just read up on some things, got caught up because the website is back. Good morning, Just Be Real. Hey, baby. Thank you. My alarm had went off, girl. It knocked me. And most of the time, it knocked me off. But I see it's a pause when that alarm go off. It messes with the audio. But thank you, babe. But the website is back up, and I was getting caught up on some reading from February because I noticed some articles came up that didn't come up the other day when the page came back up. Girl, why did they say back in February that Bin Laden tried to mobilize the boys to send them over to Germany, and the admirals, the generals, the commanders, and whatnot told him, "Who you? We ain't going no damn where. We not going nowhere, getting in nothing. We don't know you. We don't recognize you. Why y'all didn't tell me?" Hey, left-handed Libra. Good morning, baby. So finally, it is coming out now. I was in the underground last night for a little bit, and I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sidetracked. I'm logged in to work, but I had to come on here real quick. Um, the information is starting to come out now from the different states, and they're talking about their findings on the investigation of the ballots from the 2021 election. And so a lot more states are starting to speak out and share their findings, and it's becoming a consensus of fact, which, this information had been put out back in 2020 and 21. But, since they let him swear in and all of the things, they had to go ahead and finish getting, they had to do the formal inquiry, if you will, and go through those ballots and investigate everything and put everything into a formal basket, if you will. um because I'm sure there's going to be some type of consequence. There's going to be some type of consequence behind this 2020 election situation, if you will. Good morning, Kiki. So yeah, it's gonna be some consequences. But yeah, so now the different representatives for the different states are speaking out, and they are claiming fraud. So it's unfortunate that it may have to take us 4 years and another world war to get everything back together and get it out there. It's really unfortunate. Um, but I mean, I guess that's what's got to be done. But at least it's getting done. At least the people are finding out. Now they're not gonna like it. They're not gonna like it, but at least they're finding out. But I have to admit that I'm absolutely elated. Absolutely elated that this information is starting to come out, because I didn't think it ever would. And the people do need to know whether they agree with the findings or not. They do need to know that it was some malfeasance. with that 2020 situation. Um, and I guess that's a starting point for these people, because some people just not going, they just don't feel it one way or the other. They just really don't feel it. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just glad that it's coming out. I'll say that. But why y'all didn't tell me that the military stood down? But see, that's a good thing, because we've been hearing, we've been told that they don't, that they answer to the Pentagon, the military, who answers to the Don, because of these suspected fraud, and information that they're finding out and coming up with, and the fact that they have been trying to make this a priority since it happened and was unsuccessful with it. They just had to not talk about it, but be about it. So we've been told that they didn't acknowledge him, they didn't accept him, respect him, or none of that as the person in power, so to speak, and that they still pretty much answer to the Don. So yeah, they tried to send us over there back in February, allegedly, according to the reports. That's the rumor that's going around. Yeah, they tried to send our boys over there back in February, and they wasn't going. They told them, we don't know you, we don't respect you, who are you, and we're not going over there. We're not going over there and do a damn thing. So then pictures were put up of good morning to knowledge. Pictures were put up of military, excuse me, in this big ass plane, like they're being deployed. And of course, the narrative was spent that that was the deal. But my people are telling me that those pictures were photoshopped, and there's a lot more photoshopping going on. Like, for instance, what's her name? Miss Lane, reporting from Instagram, has been saying just about all of the Riri photos are photoshopped. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to catch a live where they're talking about photoshopping and what those pictures represent. How do you know they photoshopped, and what you're putting up, what does that mean? How do we, interpret the difference between a real photo and a Photoshop photo? Because what they've been putting up are these black faded images, these grainy images, and they're saying, see, this is a fake photo. But then the real photo is a grainy image as well. So I don't know the difference between the two. But they're saying it's a lot of fake photos going on. And for those of you that got a chance to catch my second backup page before YouTube took it, you saw Sofia Vergara coming out of a bodysuit in front of CGI. And that a lot of that is happening with these so-called interviews and these speaking sessions that Ben Lyon and others do. A lot of times when we're telling you it's a 2.0, it's a body double, it's a clone, and you're like, well, that video was live. No, you were told it was live, but it was probably pre-recorded and edited and put up like a premiere. Because on YouTube, premieres give the impression that it was a live stream, when really it wasn't. It was an upload. So I actually watched the person on Facebook Sean fake. Yeah. And even over there in the Ukraine, um, I saw videos where the people was riding around filming, and they had the military cleaning out a trailer, and the caption was supposed to be that they're getting ready to spin a narrative that they're um rescuing people or they're bringing supplies or something, but they're really not. They were filming their own self cleaning out a trailer, and it was like the story is not going to match what's actually going on. And of course, we saw what was going on from that person, that third person's camera, the camera view. So I just thought, wow. I mean, and listen, it's more and more people coming forward in the underground, because it's, you can't, if you come forward out in the public, all they're gonna do is take your video down so nobody can see it. It's gonna scrub the net. But more and more people are coming forward that live in Ukraine that are. It took her 2 days to charge the card. Well, she thought this was my account or something. Today is Wednesday. Wow, that's funny. Um, they're coming forward and they're telling us that the Ukraine is shooting their own people. They're shelling and bombing their own people and trying to put the lie on poo poo. Now, you know what? It is. I know, Kiki, is so hard. You don't know who to believe. You don't know what to. You have nowhere to go over here, and they blocking everything over there. But yeah, they're saying that their people, even before poo poo came in, that there were situations that happened and the Ukraine was firing on their own people, and saying that it was Germany or it was Russia and this, that, and other. And I thought, wow. So now for me, I understand it a lot more why they don't want them, nobody else talking about what's going on over there but them, so they can spend the lot any way they want to spend it. And of course, you got these people that don't do nothing but sit up in front of TVs and believe everything that's being told. You'll never be able to get them woke up. But if people would just put two and two together, when Poo Poo said he passed a law that any news media reporting fake news on the Russian military will go to jail, CNN said, well, we through, we done. Because pretty much that's all they do is report, misreport news. That's all. That's all they do is misreport news. So it's kind of hard. Thank you, JB. It's kind of hard of knowing who to go to, who to listen to. But I've always said if you want news about what's going on in our yard, you have to go over there and listen to the BBC News. See, the problem of it is, they're here in the United States. They're blocking those other countries and news medias from reporting over here regarding the Russian Ukraine incident, because they want to be the sole people spinning whatever narrative they so decide to spin. They don't want nobody contradicting it or causing any questions to be asked. But, you know, you got the patriots out here still trying to help, give you guys as much information as, when we can, as we can. So, yeah. That's all we can do, pretty much. We can bring you what we can as we get it. But when I read that they tried to scramble our boys and send over there, do you know what could have possibly happened had our military showed up in Germany or Poland? And speaking of Poland, so they had, we had told Poland, well, you know what, if you give up a lot of your planes and your weaponry to the Ukraine, you know um you can purchase planes and weaponry from us for a price, obviously. Do you know, when I started reading across the media, they were saying that Poland had gotten all their planes ready to give to us. And I'm looking at everything as a setup. Thank you, Kiki. I'm looking at everything as a setup because I'm watching, I'm peeping, right, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So Poland, y'all pussy, y'all don't want to be straight up and say, okay, we'll give the planes to the Ukraine. You don't want to do that because that'll put you in direct jeopardy with Russia, right? So you gonna give the planes to us and let us give them to the Ukraine. Something else that is coming out that I'm reading in the underground and just being rumored and spread around is that when Chinua not only heard about the fact that we were funding those bio labs in the Ukraine, They wanted more information about those biolabs and what all was being created in those labs and this, that, and the third. I thought, wow, Chinua is getting upset or more upset because of that information about them biolabs in the Ukraine. Now, when I first read reports about those labs in the Ukraine, they were saying it was only about 9 or 11 of them. Chinua done blew the lid off and saw it's 26 of them over there. So I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you got access to the magic number and it's double the amount that we thought, which it don't matter because Poo Poo finding them and he knocking them down. He finding all of them and he knocking them down. He said he burning the trash. Um, then is it safe for me to assume that you have some idea of what was being created over there? Because they still looking for the scientists. Yeah, they still looking for the scientists over there. And they are saying that President Z, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm at work. They're saying that President Z, they're saying that President Z is still hiding the scientists. And Poo Poo said President Z can bring all of this to a halt and to a head if he just give up the scientists. Because, allegedly they had a meeting last week and they agreed to another ceasefire. But something happened. Something wasn't honored. And so the firing continues. But I'm just looking at how they trying to be slick with Poland. Poland said, oh, well, we'll get the planes to the U.S. and the U.S. can get the planes to Poland. To Ukraine. So if the planes got to touch a third set of hands, how do we know those are actual planes from Poland that we giving to Ukraine? See, Poland they not dumb from what I'm reading. Poland done said, look, we're not getting in the middle of that shit. You want us to give them the planes, we'll get the planes to you and you can give them to them. But we trying to build a safe haven over here for the people from the Ukraine. We're not trying to get in the middle of that fight. We're not trying to get in the middle of that fight. At all. And I totally agree with Poland. Because Poo Poo allegedly on live stream on BBC allegedly announced the other week, they reporting that he told them that Russia and its other countries are going into Nasara as soon as this is all over with. Now, when I reported on that, we had Momo over here at the time, and I won't be here before you long because I'm going to have to get on off and do what I do. But we had Momo over here with us at the time, and she was explaining to us that's when they get their 40 acres and a mule back. Pretty much. Everything, and I told y'all, Poo Poo, in my opinion, was doing the same thing that the Don is trying to do over here. Give us our 40 acres and a mule. Empty the corrupt government. Get away from everybody and everything corrupt. Get out of their financial system. Get rid of the three wise men. All of the things, they're going back to the gold. They don't change their bacon. So y'all want to cut their money off? Y'all want to mess with their assets? Homeboy said, release the crack and then pull out the gold. He gonna put the gold back into their monetary system. Yeah, they doing away with the three wise men. If you owe student loans, go in and check the system and make sure your loan is still there. Go in and check because they're supposed to be wiping out these loans. Remember, the way of the world is supposed to be debt free. That's how we were meant to be from the 1700s. A century later, they changed the game. And the game been messed up and broken ever since then. So stay prayed up, stay vigilant. But please stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. If you ain't got a full tank of gas in all of your vehicles, your motorcycles, your mopeds, your go-karts, your four-wheelers and things, you sleeping. If you ain't got your deep freezer packed to the max, if you ain't got your pantries packed to the max, if you ain't got shit stored up, generators and all of the things, candles and alternate forms of electricities or whatnot, you sleeping on the game. You don't believe it's real. You don't believe it's real. So, you know, I look, they got people up here putting gas in gas cans trying to stock gas. I wouldn't try to stock gas to save my soul, because all you need is a flaming cigarette. Somebody to drop a cigarette on the ground, the air or the wind catch it, blow it over near your gas cans, and blow your whole house off the block. That's a danger I'm not taking. I'm not stocking any gas or butane or anything like that. Um, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, you need to be getting ready because things are gonna take a nasty turn. And if you've planned up, stocked up for at least 2 to 3 weeks, you should be fine. And this is not to scare anybody. This is just the reality of what's happening. I also just read that also in February that it's being reported. Let me go back. How many did he give? It's being reported that Ben Lyon had took his ass over there and went into the petroleum reserves and gave out 35 billion, I guess, barrels worth of petroleum. So then once Poo Poo found that out, allegedly, he went and snatched everything else out the reserve. You mean to tell me we had access to 35 billion gallons of gas, and you allow us to be in a position where our gas is probably going to triple? And we didn't get none of the gas that you took and gave out? People can't see the forest for the trees. He's doing nothing to plan our safety. Man, let me tell you something. The shit I've been reading, the shit I have been reading in the underground. See, now they talking about the applesauce. Now they're talking about that being a parasite that is hatching eggs. Now, I don't know if this is, cap or not. I don't know how true this is. And of course, ain't nobody telling it. But, I'll be keeping up on it. And Momo, I'll be, keeping in with Momo so she can, confirm whether or not this is valid intel. But it's really bad. That applesauce ain't no joke. That applesauce, I'm telling you, that applesauce ain't no joke. Can you knock him? If you still in here, JB, can you knock him out? Hang on, let me see if I can get him. Okay, I got him. Hey, Candy Cane. Yeah, that applesauce, baby. That mess they got in that applesauce ain't no joke. And now old Lizzie over there in England. She done left the workplace. She gone to the house. They said she gonna be working from the house. She 100 years old. Talking about working. What work does she do? Sit there and listen to the news? Child. Hmm. What work does she do at 100 years old? But anyway, she gone to the house. She done. Are y'all peeping the setup? See, if you gone to the house, you and your killer Pete, y'all at the house recuperating. That we know that code. We know what that code mean. That positive. We know what that means in code. That must mean her date with the rope is getting very, very close. But if you've left the workplace and you're going to be working from home, sounds to me like a Harpo move. That's what Harpo did, right? Harpo fired it. I mean, not fired everybody, but dropped everything, got rid of all of the businesses, and is at the house. That's because when it's daytime to go to the pen, to the 8x8 or wherever it is they going, they'll already be out of the public eye, so the public won't miss them. And behind the scenes in this underground, they keep saying that Lizzie is a whole lizard around this part. They say that bitch is not even, man, she ain't even a humanoid. They say she's a whole alien for real, for real. For real, for real. Now I believe she was probably piddle paddling in that kid juice. That's how she made it to be 100. But if she fuck around and make it to be 120, or maybe that rope don't snatch just right, then I might have to say I believe she might be a whole Loch Ness lizard. But hey, I guess that's neither here nor there at this point. Anyway, there's a lot going on. I'm staying away from the kids section because I can't take it. I did learn some very valuable information last night from Robbie Privilege. She did come up on the platform. She accepted my invitation. She came up on the platform last night. She said share some information, and she definitely gave me a different perspective when I'm looking at special needs kids and how their schools and stuff are set up and how their protocols are set up. And I understand a little bit more now. So I'm still sensitive about the kids, but I know now that when I'm in the underground, I have to stay away from the kids section because it's heartbreaking. It's really, really heartbreaking, you guys. And do whatever you can to keep your kids, grandkids, nieces, and nephews. Y'all do what y'all can to keep them safe. Stay on these schools' ass. Pop up on the school every blue moon if you can. Walk in there and listen, or stand at the door and eavesdrop and see what the teachers is teaching them kids. Because baby, these books that they put in the school ain't nothing cute. Hey, Silky Black. Oh, you okay, Mama? It's okay. It was still a good show though. I'm sorry that you missed it too. I was looking forward to you, but hey, I know it's all good. You got a real life. I ain't mad at you, babe. It was good. She showed up and the video is still up. So that's all that matters. The information is out there. Mm-hmm. Does she even know she's still in the world? She do, Candy. She do. She know more than she's very lucid, as they say, because she just had to give old Drewski a couple of million to pay for his settlement with Vagina. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Silky. Yeah, she's very lucid. She ain't old and decrepit like they want you to think she is, and that bitch still handing out. She's still handing out hit papers too over there. So yeah, so um it's just a lot going on, and I don't think I'm gonna come live tonight because I got some stuff that I gotta do, but maybe tomorrow, and I'll share some images with you. I'm gonna check it with Momo first and make sure it's cool. Otherwise, I'll try to do an upload and put it on my second backup that I have not put out yet because I've been trying to let the 24 hours ride and some other things, and I just want to test the water. I'm not gonna put up the same info that I put up last time to take it down because now I know my limitations. But maybe I might push the envelope a little bit, over there. I don't know. I just feel like if you had the underground, I wouldn't have to do none of this. You could do it all. But I get it. A lot of people don't want to read. They don't want to research. They don't want to look it up. They just want the information. And I get that. And I'm going to bring you the information the best I can. And when you get antsy or anxious, you can always, go and do your own homework. But with that being said, thank y'all for coming through. I appreciate y'all so much. Please hit the like button on your way out or not. Thumbs up or thumbs down is still engagement. And we thank you so much. Happy hump day to everybody. Y'all be safe. Get ready so you don't stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Shout out to all my bosses. I love y'all. Y'all the motherfucking bomb. Y'all be good and I'll talk to you later.